Well, beyond Hawaii, the clock, it is ticking as Congress continues to find a way or try to find a way to keep the government going. Lawmakers now have a little more than 24 hours to figure out how to fund the federal government and avoid mass layoffs across the country. Sources now saying that Democratic senators are working on a plan that could extend funds for another 7 to 10 days. Melissa Don has the latest on the shutdown countdown.
In a last-minute effort to avoid a government shutdown, top Republican and Democratic congressional leaders meeting with President Trump ahead of tomorrow night's looming deadline.
He seemed to, for the first time, understand the magnitude of this crisis.
Democrats say they will not vote to fund the government unless Republicans restore cuts to Medicaid and keep health care premiums from rising for some 20 million Americans.
You've got this situation where there has been no negotiations. And then you've got this crisis in healthcare, which is of enormous concern for us.
Vice President J.D. Vance, however, blaming Democrats for the possible shutdown. ABC's Rachel Scott asking him if there is any chance for a deal.
Just to be clear, is there room for negotiation here with Democrats?
They had some ideas that I actually thought were reasonable, and they had some ideas that the president thought was reasonable. What's not reasonable is to hold those ideas as leverage and to shut down the government unless we give you everything that you want.
If the government shuts down, as many as 4 million federal employees could go without a paycheck. Many, including 2 million members of the military, could be forced to work without pay, including Heather Campbell's husband, a major in the Air Force who has 3 children.
They want to show up and they wanted to do a good job and they want to be honest, hardworking Americans. And they're getting caught in the middle of this political rhetoric.
The Trump administration says it's drawing up plans to potentially eliminate the jobs of people working on programs that are not consistent with the president's priorities if the government shuts down. Melissa Don, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now, Hawaii's congressional members also emphasizing just how close that deadline is and to make sure health care stays at the heart of discussions.
But we make sure that we're not playing politics with people's lives here and that we focus on some of the most critical things at threat right now, and that is access to health care.
Well, U.S. Representative Jill Takuda says it is critical for the feds to fund health care. She says the government could cancel cuts and instead restore funds to help everyone from Keiki to Kupuna get the medical attention they need. Now, if the government shuts down, Social Security payments will continue. Social Security Administration reports it will also continue to handle new applications, appeals, and certain other services. The shutdown could also mean recipients may have to wait longer to learn how much their monthly payments will increase next year. Now, military post exchanges around the world will also remain open. That includes the NEX here on Oahu. According to the exchange, shoppers can still get the items they need. Now, most of its operating budget comes from its sales. Again, Congress has until 12:01 a.m. Wednesday to approve a new federal spending bill.